A Donkey Kong and a Ganondorf were just ranked top 50 for the first half of the year. Jmook just got 3-0'd by a Samus. Mango just lost to a Luigi? For those of you who are unaware, these results are shocking because Samus, Luigi, Ganondorf, and Donkey Kong are all solidly Melee mid-tiers. Characters lower on the tier list that are not expected to be able to beat top 5 players like Mango and Jmook. So mid-tiers are winning more in 2023 than the last 10 years of this game's history. But how did we get here? Flashback. The year is 2020 and the date is June 22nd. The Melee landscape is about to change forever. Fizzy releases rollback netcode. And in the middle of a pandemic, the benefits of lagless netplay are immediately obvious. However, some people had other predictions for what Slippy might mean, including Melee analyst and Mango's former coach, Taffakins, who, a year after Slippy's release, pronounced the murder of mid-tiers at the hands of Slippy. The logic here seems simple, and Taffo vocalizes what a lot of players were already thinking. Mid-tiers struggle to find honest openings, and they generally benefit from either 1. Player inexperience, or 2. Execution failure from their opponents. Well, logically, Slippy should fix this, right? Now a pro can get high-level practice all day if they want, and that will lower the amount of execution failures. And now, you don't have to prepare for Wevins the Samus player by asking your friend at the local who has a sick Samus for games. You can just ask any Samus player that lives on the same side of the country as you for games and get great practice. Clearly though, this theory has not panned out, and mid-tiers are scoring top 5 wins in a way they never have before. So how do we square this seemingly reasonable take with these insane results? Let's use the Mango set as an example since we have a recording. If you were to ask different Melee players how this happened, you would hear wildly different takes. Your local Luigi main probably thinks Eddie is just clearly the better player, and it's no shock he got this win. He might even say things like, yeah, Eddie's clearly top 5 in skill, and he's just held back by Luigi. This is something you will hear a lot of Axe fans say about Axe and Pikachu. On the other hand, if you ask a Mango fan, he might say, Mango just lost because of cheese. More specifically, he might say, Eddie was just using a bunch of options Mango is not familiar with, and if they were to run it back, Mango would win 3-0, easy. Plus Mango was drunk, plus he ate 12 tacos, plus ratio. Well, not to be a classic fence sitter, but I'm here to tell you the truth is a little more complex and lies somewhere between these two answers. Firstly, to address the Mango fan, the idea that mid-tiers are scoring top 5 upsets with cheese is simply false. For those who don't know, cheese generally refers to a suboptimal strategy employed by a player in order to get wins, and it only works because the opponent does not know the appropriate counterplay yet. In short, a good player will never lose to the same cheese twice, but it can get them once. Be honest though, this is not 2006. Melee has been out for more than 20 years, and while Mango might not be able to tell you that Luigi Nair comes out exactly on frame 3, he knows to wait for the classic Luigi Nair cheese out of stun and punish it, exactly like he does here.
Find his way out of this.
Wow. Oh my god, Mango spaces those up airs outside of neutral air. That's so hard.
So perfect. Oh my god, he gets the double jump.
Mango is not losing to any kind of cheese from Eddie. In a lot of these situations, he is simply getting outplayed, like here when his jump gets red and subsequently punished. However, this is not to say the Luigi main at your local is right either. There is a level of matchup unfamiliarity that plays into this, but not in the way that people usually think. For some reason, people treat mid-tiers like they're some kind of mystic binary. A good player either knows how to beat them and they will win every time, or they do not and they will lose every time.
No, unacceptable.
But Melee is a way more complex game than this simple thought process. Let's talk about neutral. It's an area of Melee that a lot of mid-tiers fall behind the top tiers in. Luigi and DK can both clearly kill a Falco once they get their hands on him, but it's the getting the hands on him part that poses a lot of challenges for these characters. But to appreciate how it's different for Luigi, we must first talk about what it's like for a more normal matchup. When Mango sits down to play Cody or Moki in Fox Falco, The neutral begins, and he is aware there are a ton of different, what I'm going to refer to as viable branches of neutral. Cody can do a run-up up smash, a full hop drill, a short hop drill. Cody can dash dance. He can take laser nair. He can take laser dash back. And that's not even opening the can of worms that is a Falco choosing to approach a Fox, which is on its own 10 unique branches. Fox versus Falco is one of the biggest and most complex trees in Melee. However, if you were to zoom in on any one of these branches, no one is more familiar or better at playing these situations than Mango. On paper, some of these situations may be slightly losing for Falco, but Mango still comes out on top most of the time. How is that possible? In any given branch, he has the most reps, the best reactions, and the game sense to know when to go down one branch or another. That is not only because of his talent, but because Mango has played each one of these branches out to its conclusion literally millions of times. That is how he is able to turn what might be a branch that is slightly unfavorable for him on paper into a completely winning situation. Now let's talk the Falco-Luigi neutral tree. To say that it's a bit barren on Luigi's end is an understatement. There are really only like 3 solid branches available to Luigi. He can wave dash in, he can short hop fair to beat an approach, and he can full hop fair to beat a full hop from Falco. However, if you zoom in on any of these 3 branches, Eddie has not only millions of reps, he has millions of more reps than Mango could ever dream of having in this matchup. If Eddie is able to force any of these branches to happen, even if Falco might have the edge on paper, his situational familiarity is going to give him the win here more often than Mango, despite what it may look like on paper. Take this moment for example. In this exact situation, to close the set out and clutch the reverse 3-0, Eddie has likely covered this double jump laser thousands of times, and Mango has only been hit by this fair a handful of times. To speak back to Tafo's tweet, it's actually likely due to Slippy that these mid-tiers are seeing this growth in skill and results. Eddie can now play the best Falcos from around the world as much as he wants, and no matter how much the other Falco mains are practicing, he is still always going to be the player with millions of more reps in these situations. Slippy is simply making the player experience gap in these matchups larger than it's ever been. It is the nature of a mid-tier to always be the player with more experience, and that will lead to surprising results like this insane 3-0 comeback. So what does this all mean? Is Eddie actually just the better player? Well, in this set, clearly he was, but given how the next set went, overall, he's still playing a mid-tier, and there will always be certain limitations. But these players are willing to accept the limitations to play the character they love, and it will always afford them the benefit of being the more experienced player in any one of these given branches. It is this wealth of experience, enhanced by Slippy, that leads to these upsets that seemed nearly impossible only a few years ago. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this explanation. I hope it was informative and entertaining. I've always thought the mid-tier discourse in Melee was oversimplified, and I like thinking about it in this decision tree branches type metaphor. I hope it made sense to you. And hey, look at that, 2 videos. So if you like this one, please be sure to subscribe. More content is on the way soon, surely. And yeah, thanks for watching.